All right, so I'm working on some things, just getting all of my devices up and running. Hello, hello. How are you? How's everybody doing? We're gonna talk some pregnancy, birth, and babes tonight. Okay. Going live. You are now live. Okay. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Okay, I don't have music because well, maybe I could still get music while we wait for others to join us. As you're joining in, tell us where you're joining from. As I zhuzh up my hair. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Just waiting as people hop on. We'll listen to some non-copyrighted music so that I can post it to my community afterwards without getting in trouble from YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Hi, everybody that's joining. As you're joining, feel free to let us know where you're joining from because that's always fun. Everybody can see how global our wellness community is. I love that. So tonight we are talking pregnancy, birth, and babies. This is a hot topic. So this is week 6 of our Facebook Live out of 8 Facebook Live learning series. I know we just done that all the time. I'm loving hearing the feedback on how this series is helping people to feel more confident with their oils and their products, and how you're all falling more in love with your essential oils and all of the ways to use them. Show me some hearts. Who's astounded by the versatility of these oils? Hello, hello, everybody that's joining. Be sure to grab yourself a pen and get some paper to write on. And feel free to add people to this group. The more the merrier. We just ask that you ask them before you invite them to the group, ask for permission if they'd like to be in the group. And if they don't already have an account with somebody else or on somebody else's team, that they're not working with another doTERRA rep. If they are, just refer them back to the person who they have been working with, because that is doTERRA's culture. So for all of our oily goddesses on the team, tag your members in the comments below. Who's been asking, who you've been working with somebody on this topic, or that you know that could benefit from this information, and also your team. Education is power. And if you're finding yourself here, it's likely because somebody cares a great deal about you, and or you have personal stake in this topic, and you are interested in living a healthy, high vibe life. So if that is you, good for you, welcome. This is the first step to living a clean, toxic-free, self-informed and self-directed lifestyle with some help from Western medicine when we really need it. That's how I live. Okay, so I'm Melissa Johnson. I am a gold wellness advocate. I lead a global wellness team with doTERRA, and I get to do the most amazing thing. I help people solve 90% of the junk that crops up on the daily by providing an essential oil solution. And because of that, I have chosen doTERRA because they are a superior product. Their quality is doTERRA's #1 priority. Hi, Melissa. They care about people. They are a people over profit kind of company. And they are the leaders in the essential oil industry. Nobody in the world is doing what doTERRA is doing in the essential oil industry. We've got cutting edge research, resources, technologies, exclusive partnerships. We are leading healthcare. We have partnered with research facilities. doTERRA is consistently doing amazing things for the people and in the world. People in the world. What am I trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's take a short second just to circle around. First video in this series, we're on number 6. The first one we jammed on the basics, 3 types. There are 3 popular ways to apply essential oils, sourcing practices, why that's important. I'm finding that the conversation has really shifted with what I am talking and teaching about now. And I feel like I used to have to tell people or explain to people what an essential oil is, and now I am finding that it's actually shifted a little bit, and now everybody knows what an essential oil is. It's really rare if I come up against somebody who doesn't. Now I'm talking a lot about quality. So the second video, we covered the top 10 must-haves, how to use them, and how they support the body systems. The third, we seshed out on how to create a solid foundation with the Lifelong Vitality supplementation, Lifelong Vitality Pack, and how that sets ourselves up for success. We talked about some tips and tricks for taking them and how they are good for leading us down that path further of cleaning up and detoxifying our everyday lifestyle products. And we threw in the importance of proper sleep. We're going to talk more on depth on sleep in the new year. We've also talked about supporting our immune systems and how helping our families to live that lifestyle is important. The fourth video we dove right into emotions, moods, and hormones. Last week we talked about green cleaning and how that is just better for us overall and how it actually saves us a ton of money. So here we are at week 6. Tonight we are going to talk about the most beautiful experience and miracles of human life, and that is pregnancy, giving birth, and the joys of a new baby. The struggles and the joys of a new baby and all of the things that come along with that. So tonight we're going to be talking about what oils and other doTERRA products you can use. So let's just dive into that right away. Hi everybody that's joining. Thanks for sticking around. You can see me, I can't see you. I can just see in the comments that you are here. But please, please, please stick around. Shoot any of your questions, comments, concerns as well in the comments, and we have some beautiful oily goddesses on from our team that will help answer those, or we'll circle back around after and answer them. But all of your questions and things will get answered and get to. So tonight I wanted to bring everybody's attention to the new Rebekah Diffuser. It is a handheld, just so you can see how compact and portable this little diffuser is. It has an actual plug-in. It doesn't have the USB adapter. The reason why I wanted to bring your attention tonight to this, even with our topic of pregnancy, birth, and baby, is that it is super compact to fit into your hospital bag as you're preparing to go to the hospital to have your baby, or if you are a home birth type of mama. This is good for your prep basket. If you've got like a basket or a box of things that you're starting to put all of your things in preparation to your home birth. This is a little powerhouse. It's got a 2 hour, a 5 hour, and a 10 hour. So the 2 and the 5 hour is a continuous. It turns off automatically when it's done. The 10 hour is an intermittent 5-minute periods for 10 hours. So for 5 minutes it's on, for 5 minutes it's off over the course of 10 hours. And then when it's done that cycle, usually because the water has run out, it turns off automatically. It is a cute, cute, cute little diffuser. I am loving this little hot tamale. You fill the water up to the red line right here. Right there, there's a little red line. Put the lid on, and then you hit your button for your, I love it. So adorable. The colors change. My kids love it. It's manly. The men love it. But this is a good on-the-go little diffuser for pregnant mamas. Also, it was sold out in Canada, and it is back in stock as of today. So you want to get this. This is super affordable, cheaper than anything, and better quality than anything you can find in a retail store setting. Winners, Country Grocer, Pharmasave, London Drugs, much, much better. And if anything goes wrong with it, doTERRA will help you get a new one. All right. I'm having troubles over here with my Zoom camera, but it's okay. The importance is hearing what I have to say. Okay, so the new Elephant diffuser as well is awesome for babes' rooms and kids' rooms because of all of its features. It's got some sound features, 4 different ones. It rotates through some different colors, and the night light on the ceiling reflects stars, moons. It's super cute. The other thing that I encourage is looking into the new doTERRA Baby line. This is a very clean alternative to the other junk that you can buy readily available conventionally. But okay. The other thing I just wanted to talk about right off the bat too is, as a new mom, new mamas, they really start to think about the things that they're cleaning with and that they're washing clothes with and things like that. So doTERRA's On Guard Cleaning Concentrate, the laundry detergent, and using wool dryer balls and scenting those with lavender, serenity, or bergamot. Those are really soothing, soft aromas for a new babe's clothes, because you will be doing a lot of laundry. And so a lot of people maybe don't realize how toxic the chemicals and the synthesized fragrances in the laundry detergents on the market, and how bad they are actually for our brand new babes to come in contact with. Okay, so if any of the mamas are like me, and I think most mamas could probably relate, pregnancy is one of those times where, as pregnant women, we really start to take note and analyze all of the things that we are reaching for, both with food and lifestyle products. And we start to look for more natural solutions. Send me some hearts. Who can relate to this? That when you first became pregnant, you started to think about the things you were eating, the things you were applying, the chemicals that you were around, or what have you. And a lot of us started to come up against these different types of things. So, and most times we find ourselves overwhelmed, and we end up just giving in and reaching for conventional toxic solutions, over-the-counters, and prescriptions for these symptoms that we have that are naturally occurring as being with being a new mommy with a child developing and growing in your womb. So I know that I started to ask myself some questions like, what kind of side effects will this product cause me, or can I expect any? So another thing, I remember some of the other things that I was thinking about was, how will or does this affect my baby, short term and long term, with regards to development? So I was thinking about those things with the cleaners, the sprays, and the things, and the plugins and the spray, like all of those things. So I have used and I have recommended our doTERRA's essential oils many times over the last 5.5 years. So our oils, I just want to touch upon this for a minute, they're pure, they're free of pollutants, synthetics, and contaminants, and we ethically and sustainably source them. I have I wanted to share this with all of you. So I have miscarried once. I miscarried after my first boy, my first pregnancy. He was about 2 when I got pregnant for the second time. And I ended up miscarrying that baby and passing that baby. And it was a very hard and sad experience. And the situation like that leaves you really wondering, you know, what could I have done differently? But I also believe that things happen for a reason. And so I went on to have a very, very healthy, vibrant rainbow baby the very next month after that miscarriage. But before pregnancy, I didn't even bat an eye. I didn't even think twice. I didn't even consider what I was putting on or in my body. I was actually a welder before I got into the health and wellness industry, and being a welder is one of the absolute dirtiest professions anybody could be in. I mean, there's some others that are like way up there, but being a welder is one of the dirtiest. And then everything changed when I became pregnant with my first babe. Something switched in me. I began to be extremely careful and cautious with anything that I put on my body, including essential oils. I didn't know if they were safe. And it is actually common for you to do a Google search. Google was still fairly new, but it wasn't as big of a ragey thing as it is now. And when you Googled, you could find all kinds of warnings about using essential oils if you're pregnant. And it's actually really, really sad, because much of that is written online is uneducated and very outdated. And it only is fear-mongering and scares mamas. And it scares women into turning around and running back into the convenience of a store, retail type setting, and using lots of the products that are also or are unregulated in an industry that is full of more side effects, chemicals, man-made chemicals, toxins, junk, dyes, perfumes, and then something natural and alternative to man-made junk. So I get pretty fired up about this topic. Thanks, Melissa. And it is true that the essential oil industry is also unregulated, and it's just like the lifestyle products in the industry that is ran by the huge corporations like Unilever and Procter & Gamble and L'Oreal, and I probably shouldn't be saying these company names, but they have they're starting to claim that they have natural products. Don't buy into that garbage. Do not buy into that garbage. Nothing in that industry is regulated. Nothing. So I am blowing the whistle and calling BS. Their products are laden with impurities and da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. Okay, so these types of, so about 80% of the essential oils that are on the market. I promise we're going to get to the good stuff, but this is important stuff for you guys to know. The types of essential oils, 80% of them that are readily available on the market, do pose a legitimate threat to women who are pregnant. And this is what led me to doTERRA, is that we have very stringent testing and sourcing practices, and doTERRA is extremely transparent. We go above and beyond any other essential oil company in the world, and I am even talking about our direct competitors. They claim to be doing what we are doing, but they are not. They never have. And they've been around twice as 3 times as long as us. Okay, so with that being said, I do not know your body, only my own body. I only know my own body, and when I was pregnant, I valued very much my midwives and my doula's advice. I appreciated how they were all for taking a natural approach. In fact, they advocated for as natural an approach as possible, and they taught me to listen and take note of my body and my baby, and to listen to what kind of feedback I was getting. And they taught me that my body was capable of growing and delivering babies. So you're probably wondering what oils are not safe to use during pregnancy. So Stephanie Fritz, she is a midwife. She is from Southern Arizona. She has a very flourishing, thriving essential oil and a midwifery practice. And her short answer is to, so I'm going to quote Stephanie here. The short answer is to avoid clary sage during pregnancy and peppermint while breastfeeding. So that's the short answer. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to read an excerpt from Stephanie's website. So you will find warnings everywhere about which oils you should use and which oils you should not use during pregnancy and breastfeeding. These previously were very valid concerns because of the impurities that were so prevalent in the oils available and the threat that they posed in pregnancy. But now that we enjoy the purity of oils that we have with doTERRA, it is no longer an issue with doTERRA. It is doTERRA's sourcing and commitment to pure oils that makes them safe. Toxic oils are either harvested from the wrong species of plant, not distilled properly, harvested at the wrong season, tampered with, filled with chemicals, other synthetic fillers added, and other such things. This is the very reason we can only use, and I and Stephanie are only ever going to advocate for safe oils like doTERRA's because of their care and commitment to pure, safe oils. So she also goes on to say that you may see mixed information out there in different books about oils and their safety in pregnancy and with your newborn. Please understand that these books are written with all oils and all oil users in mind. And they will be ultra conservative because their readers may not have experienced doTERRA's essential oils or found doTERRA's oils yet. So the information that Stephanie gives in her book comes from personal experience in her midwifery practice. So this is Stephanie's book, Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth, and Babes. This is Stephanie Fritz's book. You can find this book on Amazon. Highly encourage you to do so. Or you can go to Stephanie's website, which is theessentialmidwife.com. And she has an ebook that you can buy for $7.99. That is American. So Stephanie also goes to say that doTERRA has set a standard that reassures us advocates that we can use doTERRA's oils with confidence in pregnancy. During pregnancy, there is heightened sensitivity, so we might use a little less of the oils, but they have been used very, very effectively. And in pregnancy, we are very protective about what we put into our body. So we use confidence we have confidence in the oils through pregnancy and while breastfeeding. So clary sage is relaxing, calming, and soothing. And in general, women should not use it during pregnancy unless they have a lot of experience with the oils. Simply because there are so many oils that can accomplish the same thing that many aren't quite as aggressive as that one is. So clary sage has been known to contract the uterus, and so that is why we will stay away from it. So peppermint is a caution only for lactating moms, but only a minor caution. It may decrease the milk supply for some. Other than that, oils are very well founded for pregnancy. So I would say that I am one of those moms who wasn't able to use a lot of peppermint while I was breastfeeding because it did dry up my milk. So Stephanie goes on to say, and I am 100% with her when she says this, you are the one who was given stewardship over your body, and every body is different. So do what you feel comfortable with, and you can check out more on what Stephanie recommends on her website, blog. She has a great blog. Everything from that pelvic pain and oils to use to help subside that gnawing. If you remember that aching, gnawing feeling in your pelvic area. And that's because of the head coming in and it being, and it preparing for the birth of the babe through that pelvic canal. So check out her blog. There's amazing real life women who have used, who have asked her questions, and she has responded, and it is perfect. So she also, Southeast Arizona is where Stephanie Fritz is based. So the number one thing that Stephanie also recommends is nutrition. Setting a healthy foundation. So just like we were talking about setting a healthy family foundation and just for ourselves, if you are a single person, nutrition is the number one thing to watch during pregnancy. So Stephanie always refers to diet before bringing up essential oils. And so for an example, she recommends that pregnant mama have at least 80 to 100 grams of protein, dark green leafy vegetables, and that you drink at least 3 to 4 quarts of water every single day. So only after you have the proper nutrition do you add in essential oils and other supplements from doTERRA. So address the specific essential oils and supplements that are safe to use for each of the pregnancy and with babies. So it is really important to get your healthcare professional on board with you. So doTERRA's Microplex VMP, it's a great supplement to add to your doTERRA wellness lifestyle even before pregnancy. Stephanie says it with a lot of her clients that she talks about it being a whole food supplement and that your bodies assimilate that much better than synthetic vitamins. And you can use these supplements no matter what stage of life you are in. Okay, so let's talk about what oils you can actually use in pregnancy. Let me switch over here. So in the comments below, I will link you to the Essential Midwife's website and the mini essential guide. It's called the mini essential guide for pregnancy, birth, and babes. That's $7.99 that I was talking about. That's US. And I'll link you up to her website as well. And then let's talk about oils and different protocols that you can use during pregnancy. So the first and foremost thing that a lot of new moms that are with babes start to experience is morning sickness. So with this morning nausea, and I'm not sure why they call it morning sickness because it happens all darn day. If you've been pregnant and had morning sickness. So you can put 3 drops of grapefruit or peppermint essential oil into a diffuser by your bed, and this can help combat morning sickness. You may also find that waking up to these aromas helps to reduce nausea before your feet even hit the floor. One of the other common things that we experience is swelling and water retention, otherwise known as pregnancy edema. Pretty sure I'm not allowed to say that. And for this, using lemon, a few drops in your water bottle, glass or stainless, is a really, really good daily activity. Not only will this help with that morning nausea, but it's also, lemon essential oil is like liquid sunshine. So it's also a super antioxidant, and it possesses a lot of antibacterial properties. One of the other things that you can do for the actual swelling and water retention is to use geranium, ginger, lemon, and lavender in a roller ball with fractionated coconut oil. You can get that from doTERRA. The kit that I highly encourage for anybody getting started for the first time with doTERRA's oils is the Aroma Touch Diffuse kit. And that has all of the oils that are safe to use during pregnancy. And it comes with this fractionated coconut oil that is great for diluting, because we want to dilute, because a lot of times when you are pregnant, on your belly especially, and in other areas, the skin starts to stretch, and so the skin becomes a little thinner, which makes it a little more sensitive. And so we want to be making sure that we are using proper dilution. Dilution is always key, especially for mamas to be and new babes. So in that roller bottle of ginger, geranium, lemon, and lavender for any kind of swelling and water retention. So this is going to happen a lot of times in the lower extremities. You can roll this onto your ankles and your feet a few times a day. You can ask your partner to massage for you, or you could put these oils in an Epsom salt bath, like probably a half a cup of Epsom salt, so that you can soak your feet in that geranium, ginger, lemon, and lavender to help bring down swelling. Because when you're on your feet all day, a lot of blood, a lot of like fluids whooshing all over your body when you're pregnant. The end of the day is a great time to do that. Massaging the feet and the ankles, moving upwards. The movement should be upwards towards the heart. And you can also place a drop of each over your heart. And that's going to help with circulation. I was going to call it circulation of the body. Indigestion, otherwise known as heartburn, and if you have actual morning sickness, hello everybody that's joining us. Hello, hello. Hi Jess. Hi Crystal. Hey girlfriend. Melissa says that she's going to try that. She gets edema sometimes, even though not pregnant. Yes, I mean, I get edema as well. I remember it being a lot more acute, and what's the other word I'm looking for? And it would happen more often. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so for indigestion and morning sickness, Zengest or Digesten, it's the same blend. It's our digestive blend. It's called different things from the Canadian to the American market. Or straight up peppermint. You can do a drop under your tongue. You can do a drop on your thumb to the roof of your mouth. You can rub it diluted onto your abdomen. A few drops in a capsule a couple times a day, rubbed onto the bottoms of the feet. So I'm giving you all of these different application options, because this allows you to do what you feel most comfortable with. You can also fold the tissue into a small square, or you can cup your hands. You could put a drop of the peppermint or the digestin in your hand, and you can inhale and breathe that way. Inhale is needed for either of that Zengest oil or the peppermint. Another option, if you can tolerate it, is to add 3 drops of the peppermint essential oil into a glass of water and sip slowly throughout the day. The other option is a drop of peppermint or 2, muddle it in a little bit of honey, and add it to warm water, not super hot, boiling, scalding water, because that will eliminate the chemical constituents in that essential oil. But if you let it come to a boil, and then I usually let it sit like 5-10 minutes, it comes down from that scalding boiling, and then you can add, and then you can sip, and it's delicious. It smells good. It opens the airways because of the steam. Everything about it's so delicious. Peppermint is one of my favorites. Oh, hello, Carolyn. Hello, hello. All right, so restful sleep and or not getting any sleep. So as you start to move into your 2nd and 3rd trimester, any of the mamas, throw me some hearts who can relate to this. You just stop being comfortable and unable to sleep. So Serenity is our restful blend. It is a must, especially nearing delivery. You can put this in your diffuser. You can apply it to your pillow. You can make a room spray. You can put it onto your chest. You can put it on your temples. You can put it in some coconut oil and rub it on your body. Ask your husband or your partner to rub it down your spine. Serenity has some really gorgeous restful sleep oils in there, like vetiver, helps to turn the brain's thoughts off. It's a great, great blend to be using. So any kind of lower back or leg pain and pressure, you can be using your Deep Blue or Aroma Touch nightly. Massage is wonderful. If you are somebody like me who had experienced sciatica nerve pain throughout my entire first pregnancy, and then I went on to have back labor with that little Bart Simpson, you can do 3 drops. So for sciatica, 3 drops of any of the pain relieving oils, Deep Blue, Aroma Touch, with 1 tablespoon of carrier oil, and apply to those painful locations. Also rubbing a few drops of geranium on the painful location and then soaking in a bath of Epsom salts with lavender is divine. So good. So when you start, babe starts getting bigger in your belly, you start to feel some congestion type things, because it starts applied some more, like, there's less room for your lungs. You can use our Easy Air blend, our respiratory blend. It's Easy Air in Canada, Breathe in the States. You can add a few drops to your diffuser. Add a drop or 2, cup your hands or over a bowl of steaming water. Inhale through your nose, through your mouth. Place a drop of clove and thyme on the tips of your middle fingers, and walk the middle of the nose up towards the cheekbones. So you can do that. It's a great way. Sometimes pregnant women start to experience low moods, just dark days, you can place 3 drops of lavender or our beautiful Joyful blend, which is Elevation. Mix it in the carrier oil and massage it to the upper back, the upper neck, and you can even do your eyes or on your face, avoiding your eyes. You can wear it as a perfume or diffuse citrus bliss. Wild orange is one of my personal favorites for low mood. Any of the citruses are a sunshine in a bottle. They're so, so good. So if you are somebody who wants to avoid stretch marks during pregnancy, 2 to 3 drops of heliochrysum, lavender, and frankincense in 1 cup of, you could do virgin olive oil, you could do coconut oil, you could do a mixture of of carrier oils, grapeseed oil. Do that a couple times a day. As soon as you start to feel your skin start to feel itchy, you remember when your skin would get really, really itchy when your belly was getting bigger? This is a great time. Usually in about the 2nd trimester. Avoiding stretch marks can also be done preventatively. And now Yarrow Palm is also an oil. Yarrow is in pomegranate seed. I would get that on. I would absolutely get that on. So any kind of like emotional stress, lavender Elevation is good for diffusing and for in a massage over the wrists, the pulse points, which is wrists, necks, around the ears, over the heart. Flatulence is a serious problem for pregnant women. 1 drop of peppermint and 1 teaspoon of honey, glass of warm water. Do that. Or you could do the Digesten or the Zengest blend. Group Beta Strep, the GBS test. 3 drops of On Guard, 3 drops of oregano, and rub into the soles of the feet morning and night if you'd like to eliminate any of that bad yeast that is naturally growing in your intestines and more prevalent when you are pregnant. For anybody who is experiencing hemorrhoids, 3 drops of Aroma Touch, 5 drops of geranium, 1 tablespoon of carrier oil, and apply to the area of the hemorrhoids. Or you can do this and then soak in a sitz bath. So you can do that as well. Epsom salts. High blood pressure, 3 drops of ylang ylang, 2 tablespoons of bath salts, and mix in your bath water. Do that 2 times a week. Excuse me. Toxemia, 2 drops of oil, 2 tablespoons of carrier oil, massage into your abdomen and bottom of the feet. For anybody with experiencing yeast, overgrowth of yeast in the vagina. Sorry for the men in the group. It's just a word. It's a body part. 3 drops, that's where the baby comes from, if you didn't know. So 3 drops of melaleuca, 1 drop of lavender, and 2 tablespoons of bath salts. And if you add it to warm water and soak for 10 minutes, that would probably just be like a small. I would add more bath salts if it were me. So oils that you can use during labor. Some other oils, okay, some oils during pregnancy are bergamot, geranium, ginger, lavender, lemon, sandalwood, wild orange, and ylang ylang. They all have a fantastic purpose that can help you find some relief with those pregnancy symptoms that we all experience. Okay, so during labor. So for anybody who wants a easy, relaxing birth, I mean, every birth is different, but easy and relaxing. Those are 2 words that I personally wouldn't use to describe labor, giving birth to a baby. But during the active phases of labor, 20 drops of lavender, 15 drops of wild orange, and 15 drops of peppermint in an 8-ounce spray bottle can help create an atmosphere of ease and relaxation. And if you're somebody who needs a mist during that transition period from laboring to hard laboring, so when you are about to push and maybe you need something energizing, 15 drops of wild orange, 10 drops of bergamot, 10 lavender, and 10 drops of the clary sage is right when you are pushing, energizing. Maybe you've been laboring for a long time and you need something energizing to just get the pushes in so that babe will come out. This is an important prepare in advance kind of thing. This is something you're going to put in your hospital bag, and you're going to communicate with your midwife, your OBGYN, or your doula, so that you can explain, this is the mist for the active phase, this is the energizer mist during transition when I might need that extra boost. Back labor, black pepper, lower back, dilute and massage if that is comforting. You can mix this with aroma touch. That's a great black pepper and aroma touch massaged into as you have your support people and you're actively working. You're in the zone at this moment. So all of this stuff needs to be pre-communicated with the people who are going to be assisting you through your labor as you're laboring. To prevent any hemorrhaging, apply 1 to 3 drops of heliochrysum on the lower back during labor to help prevent that. If you find that you come up against a stall labor where you are laboring for hours and then all of a sudden it just stops, then clary sage on the lower abdomen, massaging in gently, can help to reactivate labor again. So remember, clary sage is a uterine tonic, and so it can really like activate the uterus, and that's why we would only use it at the very, very end of pregnancy and in moving into active labor. Okay, some of the other things: preterm labor, lavender, serenity. Mix it into a carry oil, massage into the legs from the ankles up towards the heart. You can also do that during birth. As babe is birthing, you can have a doula that is massaging. If you aren't doing water birth, if baby's breech, babe is determined as a breech babe, 5 drops of myrrh, massage onto the abdomen in a circular motion, ending with visualizing the baby head down. So induction and speed up or to slow labor would be the clary sage, like we talked about. Place on a drop on the ankle, on the reflex points. It's just, I believe, underneath of that ankle bone, the round ankle bone on the inside. Pressure points, so as a precaution, following pressure points, they should not be assessed or accessed before you reach your 40th week of pregnancy. Always check with your doctor or your midwife before doing anything to stimulate contractions. Pressure points may feel tender, but it shouldn't hurt you. And if you feel pain, reduce pressure and make sure you have the right spot. If a contraction starts, stop the pressure and wait until the contraction ends. Then you can reapply pressure again. The reflexology points. Okay, so the thumb point, if you press firmly on the center of your thumb for a few minutes, then switch to the other thumb, this is one of the most effective points used in reflexology for inducing labor. It stimulates the pituitary gland to release oxytocin, one of the main hormones that causes the uterus to contract. And then you have the arch of the foot. This point is located inside the arch of the foot, just in front of the heel. And you can apply firm pressure, but not so hard that it causes pain. And this point is also very helpful in relieving intense pain during childbirth. Inside the heel, so you can apply pressure to this point, just inside the heel of the foot, aligned with your ankle. And if it feels tender, you found the right spot. Between the toes is another pressure point. You can apply pressure 1 finger's length below the point between the big toe and the second toe. And this point will also be tender when you find it. Acupressure points, the webbing between your thumb and forefinger, press or massage the top of this webbing. This point affects the large intestine, which surrounds a portion of the uterus, which stimulates contractions. Shoulder muscle, press and massage the highest point of your shoulder muscle, that is an acupressure point, inside the ankle. Find the point 4 fingers width above the inside of your ankle. Apply pressure. It helps to ripen the cervix and strengthen weak contractions. Outside of the ankle, to help the baby descend toward the pelvis, put pressure on the point between the ankle bone, the outer ankle, and the Achilles tendon, which runs up the back of your legs. Lower back acupressure point. This point is actually located 1 finger's width above your buttocks crease. So feel for a small indentation and massage for a minute. The roof of your mouth is another acupressure point. Using your tongue, press on the roof of your mouth with your tongue as far back as you can. This is a handy one you can use as you go about your daily routine. Okay, so to calm and focus a mom, balance. Balance is a delicious grounding blend. You can diffuse it, or you can just open the bottle and she can smell, or you can smell from the bottle. This is where you would have your support people helping you. Energy for and during labor. Peppermint topically, in water or diffused. In your labor room, in your labor area, you can diffuse 5 to 7 drops of Serenity or Elevation into the air with the diffuser to improve all over the calmness and the peacefulness and the happiness in the room. Back labor, peppermint, deep blue. Apply the appropriate pressure. The mom laboring is the one that's in charge of the pressure. So checking in, making sure that she wants it softer, lighter, communicating, not during a contraction, what type of pressure she's wanting. This will relieve a lot of discomfort, especially for a posterior baby, and the mom will be experiencing back labor. You'll want to be doing this. So labor pains in general, lavender and clary sage, bath salts, soak in them. if you are still in the first stages of light labor, not yet in active labor, 2 drops of balance. You can massage the hips, the bottoms of the feet, and the abdomen gently. Or you can use a warm compress and apply 2 drops of Whisper or Women's Blend, or ylang ylang and place the wet cloth on the abdomen or the back as desired or directed by mama. Perspiration. If there is excess perspiration, lavender to a bowl of slightly warm water, dip it in a washcloth bowl, and just help mama wipe off that extra perspiration as she is laboring. They don't call it laboring for nothing. They do not call labor laboring for nothing. They do not. This will also calm mom as well. If there's excess perspiration, she's likely just feeling at her max, and she probably just needs some calming, some breathing, and to be taken care of in that moment. Hyperventilation, you can use 1 to 2 drops of ylang ylang or geranium or wild orange or breathe. You can place it on a tissue or cup your hands and have mom inhale, or you can do that wet face cloths. We had a lot of wet face cloths for my first. You can lay that across her chest or over her forehead or over the side of her shoulders or along the top of her back. Maybe just, ask her, communicate with mama. She will tell you exactly what she wants. If mama is feeling very anxious, or if there's other people, maybe dad's feeling anxious, this is the first babe, you can add 2 drops of lavender or wild orange or serenity or a drop of each in a bowl of cool water. Soak the washcloth in the water, bring it out, and use it to lay on the neck or the forehead, or as I said, with anxiety, over the top of the shoulders, or just ask mama. She will tell you what she needs and what she wants. To avoid or minimize tearing, 5 drops of clary sage, 2 drops of geranium in 2 tablespoons of carrier oil. You're going to massage, building up to an hour in that perineal area. So the perineum is the area between the vagina opening and the anus. And so finger massage, and you can do 1, 2 short fingernails. I remember doing it. It was effective. I didn't tear. And if mom has torn, the person taking care can do 2 drops of heliochrysum, warm compress, very clean cloth or gauze, or in those peri bottles, you can put a couple drops of the warm, likely distilled warm water, and you can just trickle it over her area. This is also a great thing to do. My doula would pour warm water over the area as my babe was coming, was what's the word called? As he was starting to come through the birth canal. It's also a good idea for mom to take some heliochrysum internally if she is able to. This would be after the fact. This is after babe is out. If she's hemorrhaging, obviously she's going to need some medical intervention. And then for healing afterwards, she can do the peri in the heli. You know how you don't wipe for days and sometimes weeks after delivery if you've had a vaginal birth. So you can use a drop or 2 in the heliochrysum in the peri bottle every single time you are wiping. You're using that peri bottle to wipe. Uterine massage, 5 drops of lavender, 7 drops of Whisper, 2.5 tablespoons of a carrier oil, massaging the abdomen lightly, and the uterus naturally starts to contract, and it'll feel like menstruation cramps, and they'll be contracted and they're starting to firm up. Okay, so postpartum mom. So babe is here. You did it. You did it. You had a bouncing, healthy baby, boy or girl, or maybe one of each, or 2 boys or 2 girls, whatever the case, you did it. Your body did it. You are, crowning is the word. Thank you. Crowning. As babe is crowning, a warm peri bottle with frankincense or heliochrysum, or a drop of each. You just need 1 drop of each, and that bottle is about, I think, an 8 ounce. No, I think it is an 8 ounce bottle. 16 ounce? I don't remember. It's been a few years. But just a warm, and it's got like 3 little dots on the end, like a little squeeze bottle, and just like a gentle as babe is crowning. Good for babe, for those oils to hit babe. First thing coming out, but also the whole area, the whole birthing area, is the heliochrysum and the frankincense is so good. Okay, so after birth, bleeding, I need a sip of water. Postpartum mama. Okay, so after birth bleeding, it's normal, it's natural, it has to happen. 6 boys, 6 girls. Those mamas were superheroes. My mom comes from a family of 9, 5 girls and 4 boys. And I think that my grandma had a few pregnancies that weren't viable as well. But yeah, that's so amazing. Nice big family, Sarah. Okay, so after birth bleeding, thanks for sharing that, Sarah. Clary sage, heliochrysum, ylang ylang. This tones things back up quickly. You can mix it. You can place the mix on the ankle reflex points. You can make a roller ball. You can make a spray. Pain and inflammation, lavender and frankincense, on frozen feminine pads for soothing, healing, and inflammation for immediately after the birth. Even feminine pads, like my midwife always seemed to use like a diaper. She always, because she could take out the stuffing and she could put the ice and the things in there, and then on the outside, oils. Cramping and abdominal pain, deep blue. Also, copaiba, taking copaiba internally, are soft gels, and the pain, inflammation, and the cramping and the abdominal pain, abdominal, not this abominable. I can't even talk anymore. I think it's because my lips are dry. The abdominal pain, copaiba is going to be a new mama's bestest friend for this. For anybody who pushed really hard and is then experiencing hemorrhoids, cypress, geranium, clary sage, heliochrysum, 1 to 2 drops of each in a spray bottle, using some fractionated coconut oil as well. You can spray it right on every time after you use the restroom. So nipple soreness, so I'm going to lose everybody on Instagram in just under 2 minutes because they only give me 1 hour, 60 minutes exactly. Thanks for that, Instagram. So you can hop over to our Essential Oil Facebook group if you are wanting to continue with us, or catch if you're on the replay. On Insta too, it only lasts for 24 hours. Okay, so sore nipples. It's a thing, an absolute legit thing. So heliochrysum and lavender for the soreness, and it also helps to bring healing and elasticity. I would also say yarrow palm in a situation like this, or I think that would be my go-to. I would probably use yarrow palm and a drop of copaiba and heliochrysum. There's nothing wrong with lavender too, but and I would rub and massage that into my nipples. Man, oh man, do I wish that I had yarrow palm with my first baby. So dried or cracked nipples, again, yarrow palm, drop of copaiba. It's also safe for babe to ingest, so you don't have to be wiping off your nipples that are dry and cracked and like, oh, so sore. It says that you should clean off before nursing, but I wouldn't. I mean, we allowed our babies to ingest that lanolin crap that's petroleum based, so I wouldn't wipe it off. But you were in charge. You were the steward of your body. You do what you feel is best. I don't think that there would be any problem. There would only be benefits to my babe having a little residual yarrow and palm. So after babe comes off and is done feeding is when you would apply yarrow palm and a drop of copaiba to your nipples. And so depending how often babe is feeding, by Instagram, depending how often babe is feeding is when you wouldn't have to necessarily wipe it off. Engorgement, so you are having, you're full of milk, but you're having a hard time, or not necessarily a hard time, it's just babe hasn't fed yet. So engorgement suggestion is 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of geranium to 1 cup of hot or cold water. Soak a washcloth in the solution and then apply around your breast. Wring out and apply the washcloth to the breast after trying to gently express some milk. For engorgement, I always just try to hand express, and then I would get babe on and just get babe to release that pressure. Okay, for lactation, so we're wrapping up here. For lactation, increasing of the lactation, 5 to 7 drops of any of these oils alone or together: fennel, basil, clary sage, or geranium, 1 tablespoon of carrier oil, and massage the breast, and especially the lymph area over the breast and the upper back, and also in the armpit is a good spot, and the upper back, because that is what's responsible for that milk drop. So for anybody who has had babes, when your milk drops, it is this really crazy, incredible, like tickly, tingly feeling as it like flows into your breast. It's like this craziest thing, this whole pregnancy, birth, and babe thing. And then along the spine is a good spot too. And repeat that daily up to 10 times a day, because you'll easily feed that many times. And especially if you're looking to increase your lactation, the more often your babe latches on and is suckling, that babe is like putting your body in, like he is like serving up his next meals. Like the more he wants to feed, the better, because that will absolutely naturally increase. And if you just need an extra help, then using fennel, basil, clary sage, or geranium in a tablespoon of carrier oil, massaged up here and into the armpit and over the back. So you don't need to massage it into your breast. You want to massage it into the areas in where the milk is dropping from. You can also mix 2 drops of fennel in 1 teaspoon of honey, and you can swallow it that way. Follow with a glass of water, and you can repeat 3 to 5 times a day for up to 3 days. If you were looking to decrease because you were just like, you've got milk that you can like shoot into somebody's coffee cup across the table. If you want to decrease your milk supply, peppermint, 3 or 4 drops of peppermint in 1 cup of cold water, and you can drink, or you can soak the washcloth in a glass and apply not over the nipple, but kind of like fold it up and apply it around the area again where the water is, or where the milk drops from, up here in your lymph. And just wash off your nipple before feeding, because peppermint can be hot to babe. Crazy, right? Okay, so perineal healing. This is an area where I know I had my attention focused on, because things do not feel the same. 2 drops of cypress, 2 drops of lavender, and soaking in a 1/2 cup of Epsom salts in the tub and soak for 10 to 15 minutes, and repeating that up to 3 times a day is a-okay. So just feed babe. Babe will likely fall back asleep because that's usually all they do. Their wake times are very, very short, many times throughout the day, but they may mainly sleep. So feed babe, and then you can sit into the tub, so up to 3 times a day. If you have an overgrowth of yeast, which is a super common thing after giving birth, you can put melaleuca in your peri bottle that you've got, and then you can squirt when you are done urinating. You can just kind of swish the area with the warm water and a couple drops of the melaleuca. And you can also use melaleuca in fractionated coconut oil for any kind of diaper rash that babe is experiencing, or you can get doTERRA's baby diaper rash. And so I also use this as a deodorant because it is super effective as a deodorant. It's also effective as a sunscreen, but it is good, and it's all natural for baby's bone. Okay, so PPD, otherwise known as postpartum blues. Sometimes it's worse than that, and then it's the D word. I know I've already said it, but using any of the citrus oils, diffusing all day, every day, citrus bliss, elevation is our joyful blend, clary sage is delicious, bergamot is nice, wild orange, so good for the low moods, especially postpartum. Your hormones are like all over the place, and that is part of why we start to feel the low moods. There's other things that play into that too, but using your essential oils, diffusing them. When we smell an essential oil, goes up, hits that olfactory bulb, bounces around to the limbic system, and it instantly can just go and switch things right around. It's almost instantaneous. Diffusing your essential oils when you are feeling low is perfect. Okay, so baby, what kind of oils can we use on our brand new baby, and what would we use them for? So this is, we're close, we're wrapping up. I knew this was going to be a big topic because I wanted to stress for anybody new watching this for the very first time, hi Camilla, the importance of quality. So for new babe, we've got umbilical cord care. Myrrh serves as a liquid band-aid. It's really thick resinous oil. It helps to avoid infection, and the cord likely falls off in 3 days versus 7 to 9. So your call. The reason why it takes 7 to 9 days is because that's how long it takes to dry up. But umbilical cord supporting a healthy removal naturally from detaching itself from the babe's body. Myrrh around the outside. Birth trauma relief, like so common and such an interesting topic. Of course there would be trauma in a baby having birth, or things not going the way things were planned, and there's like things, interception or interventions, Western medicine interventions that may have had to come into play to save mom and or babe's life. Balance along the spine and the bottoms of the baby's feet is a great way to help babe move through any birth trauma. Frankincense is an incredibly calming oil for that as well. Lavender, frankincense on the bottoms of the feet. For any babes that are feeling really upset and they are experiencing colic, colic isn't even upsetting for babe, it's also upsetting for mom because there's often a lot of crying involved. 1 drop of an essential oil, citrus bliss, wild orange, lavender, 1 tablespoon of carrier oil. Apply the small amount to the baby's stomach and the back. and you can use a warm compress and keep babe's abdomen warm. And you can burp babe as needed if gas pains seem to keep coming up. For crying, I mean, babes cry. That's how they communicate, right? For anybody who's trying to understand the babes cry, I highly encourage, there's this Dunst baby language. You can Google it, and she has basically baby language. So a baby will cry saying na, N-A-H, nah, nah. You know that new baby cry? That means that they're hungry. Their cry, that means that they are either gassy or uncomfortable. They're when they cry like that, they're just uncomfortable. So I highly encourage you look at that, because it was a lifesaver for me. When you're just like, why are you crying? What do you need? You just want to fix the whole world so that they'll just stop crying. But also diffusing drops. A drop of one is always best, because you can always increase if you need to, but Serenity or Lavender, diffusing in the room with the infant with the door open is always really good. And I say with the door open just because a babe can't move. A newborn babe, 1 to 3 months, he can't move himself, right? So just lots of air ventilation, because they couldn't move themselves if it was too much. And I only say too much because if you've ever been in a room with too much essential oil or too much of an aroma of something and it's just too overpowering, it gets to be really annoying. Fever, elevated temperature, 1 drop of lavender, 1 tablespoon of carrier oil. I like to add in a drop of lemon and a drop of peppermint. I would prefer to do this in a roller ball. Spine, back of the neck, behind the ears, bottoms of the feet, and any kind of like yeasty rash. So we have successfully gotten rid of elevated temperatures like with that lemon, lavender, peppermint numerous times in my babe's career of being babes. Excuse me. Also, if you start to experience any kind of like yeast diaper rash, Melaleuca, plain yogurt, or you can use the diaper rash cream. Roman chamomile is also good with lavender, and getting air time and frequent diaper changes is great. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, I wanted to share about the new oils, the newest oils that we have. Okay, so pink pepper is known for its ability to support a healthy immune system and cellular function. It's also good for supporting a healthy digestive and respiratory system, and can be relaxing to the nervous system for a new mom or mom in labor or a new babe. Pink pepper is incredibly floral, surprisingly. It is a really pretty aroma. Green mandarin, it is one of the most safest oils to use during pregnancy. It's one on the many of the list that can help support a restful night's sleep. You can add 1 to 2 drops in your water each day to ease nausea and support a healthy immune system. Turmeric, small amounts are beneficial in pregnancy. Small amounts. 1 to 2 drops in a capsule may ease joint discomfort, support healthy levels of bacteria in the gut. So remember when we were talking about that, what's it called again? Group B strep. Support healthy levels of bacteria in the gut, prevent feelings of bloated or constipation, supports healthy immune function and blood sugar levels. In postpartum, turmeric supports emotions, brain function, memory, and dopamine levels. Yarrow palm. So yarrow palm, I was talking about that, how it would be good for the nipples. Amazing for women. Apply topically to your face and watch the magic happen. That is true. There's also strong evidence that yarrow is great for depression. It helps tone the uterus, reduce cramping, and may stop hemorrhaging. It's also supportive for early symptoms of menopause and great for diaper rash and sore, cracked nipples. Copaiba soft gels. Take 1 before bed for a restful night's sleep and relaxed muscles. May be beneficial for nausea in pregnancy. Absolutely safe to be taking. The Cofiba soft gels supports a healthy inflammatory response in discomfort in pregnancy and labor and may increase breast milk. Take 1 gel cap twice a day if you're looking to increase your milk production. And last but not least, Magnolia Touch may help in reducing the discomfort with muscle tension, including menstrual cramps, Braxton Hicks in pregnancy and may also apply to your face for glowing skin or your abdomen. The touch line is a beautiful way to help support new babes and an expecting mother. And that's about it. That's what we've got tonight is pregnancy birth babes. All of the natural stuff. So if you were watching this for the first time, thank you very much. I'm Melissa Johnson. Be sure to get in touch with the person that invited you to watch this. And if it was me, hello, I'd love to help you. Get started with doTERRA's essential oils, the best essential oils in the world. Yeah, pregnancy, birth, new babes. It's truly a miracle. Thanks, you guys. Love ya. Bye.